Two stories that started out as candidates for our new file, our new playlist called the Good News Playlist. When Asian homeowners defend themselves, their business, and their family with guns against black home invasion robberies, which are so wildly out of proportion. By the time you'll see these stories, you'll see that only one ended up on the Good News file.
Now at 11, a frightening burglary attempt caught on surveillance video in Miami Gardens, Florida. But what this man didn't know was that there was a mother with a shotgun on the other side of the door protecting her 10 and 3-year-old children. As soon as he broke through the door, he was greeted by the barrel of a gun.
He was running for his life. And he kept looking back and making sure that I wasn't going to just shoot him in the back.
What are you going to do about it? Just stand there and take it?
Certainly not. I'm going to send Pomeroy an insulting letter.
Darling, I don't think we should lend our name to such a thing.
He could sign it a friend.
An insulting letter signed a friend. That would be novel.
I think we should turn the other cheek.
No, when people insulted me, I always turned the other cheek.
Well?
I ran out of cheeks. No, there's only one way to settle this.
Uncle Fester! Uncle Fester, please, not that.
But Morticia, the family honor.
He's right, Morticia. The family honor. You'll have to challenge Pomeroy to a duel.
No, I'd rather shoot him in the back.
Uncle Fester, that is not the honorable way.
I know, but it's the safe way.
Uncle Fester, I'm ashamed of you. And Adams doesn't know the meaning of the word fear.
I do. I'll shoot him in the back.
Uncle Fester, remember the Adams name.
It'll have to be a duel.
With swords?
With victory going to the swiftest, the cunningest, the deadliest.
I'll shoot him in the back.
Wait, how about pistols?
Well, that's different. Does he get one, too?
Naturally.
Loaded?
You get one bullet apiece.
In the back.
We have visitors.
It's Mr. Pomeroy. Little Harold is with him.
See, they've come to make peace.
I hope not.
I'll handle this. Remember, you took care of the gas inspector.
The mother, who didn't want to be identified, says her kids are what kept her from pulling the trigger. The suspect is still on the loose, but she hopes someone will recognize him and turn him into police.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Somers Drive, Somers.
Is this a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
What's going on there?
There's somebody in our house.
Do you know who it is?
No, I don't. They opened my back door. They opened my back door.
Who's yelling in the background?
It's my husband.
Okay, who's he yelling at?
It's my husband. He's yelling at who's ever inside the house.
All right.
He has a gun. He has a gun, please.
Hey, ma'am, you're on the way. Just let me know where you are and if you see anything.
I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids here. I have 3 kids here. We're between the beds and the back room. Please hurry. Oh, my God.
Ma'am, is someone injured there?
Hello? We need an ambulance. Also, he shot my husband in the leg. I'm getting about trying to block the blood off. He shot him in the leg. My God.
Hold on, ma'am. Don't hang up.
I'm not. Oh,
ma'am, did you see the suspect?
What?
Did you see the person who shot him?
I did not. I was in the bedroom with the kids. I was in the bedroom.
Ma'am, I understand that. The police and ambulance are on the way. Where is the suspect now?
Okay. He ran out the back door.
Were you able to tell if he was black, white, or Hispanic?
No, I can ask my husband.
Can you ask him?
Was he black, white, or Hispanic? He was black.
What color shirt did he have on?
What color shirt? What color shirt? What color shirt did he have on? Miles, stay with me. What color shirt did he have on? I know. What color shirt did he have on? Oh my God.
Ma'am.
Please calm down.
Ma'am, they're on the way.
Okay.
Do you know if he left in a car or on foot? Ma'am?
Say? What?
Do you know if he left in a car or on foot?
He's on foot. He ran out our back door.
Did you see which way?
Our back door. He's going out our back door. We have a privacy fence around the back. I'm not sure which way he went.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just kind of in shock a little bit. My husband's a real big privacy nut, and he makes sure everything's locked down. I'm not sure how our back door got unlocked.
Okay.
You're not going to die. You're not going to die. They'll be
Ma'am.
just a minute.
Yes, ma'am. They're on the way. Does he remember what color shirt they had on?
Can you tell me what color shirt the guy had on? He's passing out. Miles, what color shirt did he have on? It's just dark. It's all he can tell me. He's passing out. He's passing out. He got a belt and put it around his leg to try to stop the blood, but the whole side of his
Stay on the line.
collapsed.
Stay on the line. Let me get EMS on the line with you, okay? They're already on the way. But
Okay.
I'll let you talk.
Okay.
The victim helped police put together that sketch, hoping someone could help put a name to the face of the man who shot him.
I could never get over his eyes.
Miles Van Jelgerwies will never forget the face of the man who entered their home last summer and shot him in the leg during their struggle over his own gun. The 30-year-old husband and father sat down with IMPD's sketch artist for this rendering of the suspect. The most obvious feature, the eyes.
I'm just constantly reliving it, seeing those eyes. I mean, standing there looking down on me, bleeding out on the floor.
Around 6 a.m. on a Sunday last August, Miles and his wife heard noise in their home and found the back door wide open and his intruder headed their way.
So I think he's coming up the stairs, and as soon as I hit that corner, you come up our stairs, hit that corner, and just face to face. I mean, from me to you. And it's just instant. I mean, he just attacks me.
For safety, Miles had already ordered his family into the bedroom where his wife called 911.
He has a gun. He has a gun. Please hurry. I have 3 kids here. We're in between the beds in the back room. Please hurry.
Ma'am, is someone injured there?
Hello? We need an ambulance. Also, he shot my husband in the leg.
Eventually, the suspect took off, but not before leaving this impression of his face with his victim.
Police and ambulance are on the way. Where is the suspect now?
Okay. He ran out the back door. He's going out our back door. We have a privacy fence around the back. I'm not sure which way he went.
Okay.
You're not going to die. You're not going to die. They'll be
Ma'am.
just a minute.
Yes, ma'am. They're on the way.
He got a belt and put it around his leg to try to stop the blood, but the whole side of his
Stay on the line.
collapsed.
Stay on the line. Let me get EMS on the line with you.
At this point, I know he's not going to turn himself in.
Now, as Miles awaits fitting for a prosthetic leg, he and his family can only hope the sketch helps find the shooter.
You know, if you read the comments on this channel, you'll see lots of comments from people I know to be law enforcement officers, active or retired, whether they tell us that publicly or not. I went shooting with one the other day. He was in my neck of the world, so he said, "Come on, Colin, I'm around here, let's go shooting." Well, this guy was, that's what he does now. He teaches self-defense, he's a bodyguard, the whole thing. And, he was, last thing he said to me when we left was, "Colin, you got to train. Train. So it's not just, he's talking about it's not just enough to go to the range, plink a few targets, and get him in the bullseye, shooting one every 20 seconds. No, he's talking about developing situational awareness, situational tactics, and all these other words that I'm probably just throwing around as if I actually know what they mean when I really do not. Well, I have a hunch he would have a lot of words for this, for the father who had his leg blown off there in the second case, and maybe how he could have approached that situation differently, maybe to keep some distance between the burglar and himself. I don't know if that guy trained or not, but at some point the homeowner has to say, if I get jammed up, it's on me. So that all happened in Indianapolis, right? Man, people, if you've never been to Indianapolis or if you've never watched some of our videos from Indianapolis, you're probably like me, the way I was at the beginning of this process when I started seeing all these stories out of Indianapolis. Horrific black on white crime, black mob violence, black criminality, black on Asian, all over Indy. Downtown, yes, lots of it in the downtown. But also in the neighborhoods. If you Google Indianapolis home invasion, you'll be astonished at what you see. And at least 1 or 2 weeks every year, they turn downtown Indianapolis into an armed camp. That's when they hold the Indiana Black Expo. 250,000 black people go downtown Indianapolis, and for a long time, before they turned it into an armed camp 2 or 3 years ago, it was a site of regular, predictable, large-scale black mob violence, shooting, murder. Even, after about 8 years of that, even the local paper could not avoid saying that. So that's Indianapolis. I mean, that's central Indiana. But no matter how bad it gets in Indianapolis, there's still a lot of people in that town who either still pretend that town is the same as it was 30 years ago, kind of an Ozzie and Harriet Leave It to Beaver kind of place, or they're in total denial about what's happening now. Nobody fits that description better than the guy we did a video on just a couple weeks ago about the reporter from the Indianapolis Star, I think it's the Star News, I'm not sure, the Indianapolis Star News. He was going to church one day, and then his the minister's a social justice warrior, and he's challenging his congregation to do something about all this, all this black victimization in Indianapolis. How could you people just sit in your pews and pretend it doesn't exist? All this oppression and racism. You ought to move down there. So the reporter picked up his family and at least 2 daughters, two daughters, moved to the ghetto of Indianapolis. He doesn't write about it that much, but last time he wrote about it, he kind of grudgingly said, oh, yeah, there's some challenges down here. We do have the occasional burglary, and, last week we'd had a murder around here. But other than that, you know what? My girls, they love the school. The girls are like in a school that's 10% white. They love it there. So that is what it is. Okay, so this guy's making up fairy tales about his life in the ghetto with the other urban warriors down there. But why don't we get him, reporting on writing columns about stories like this, about this home invasion where the guy gets his legs shot off, and how that's not an isolated or random event, how home invasions, how black on white crime is now part of the DNA of Indianapolis. I mean, I really would be eager to hear what he has to say. Well, these guys are always so eager to explain everything to us. Why don't they explain this? Explain something really specific. I don't want you to just come out during Black Expo week and go, yeah, black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything, especially why cops are always picking on black people for no reason whatsoever. No, explain why that dude had to get his leg shot off. If you dare, if you can, if you're not afraid of making the black kids angry.